This is Mike Rudabaugh and Matt Titus, and we are doing the very first tutorial called How to Create a Study Area for the Elevate Business Center. The goal of this exercise or tutorial is to train potential clients or students on how to use a GIS system to define a market area that they're going to use for exploratory analysis with later tutorials on how to look at supply and demand for potential service products or services. So I will proceed by going down through the steps in order in the packet. That way, if you have any questions, you have a video reference to actually see a visual of what steps you would follow. Step 1 begins by opening up the Quick Links folder. When the Quick Links folder opens up, you will see a series of applications, and the one that we are interested in launching is ArcGIS. Under the ArcGIS window, we see a whole series of applications that are associated with the GIS software suite that you can access. The software that we are interested in running in Step 3 is 2018 Business Analyst. Now, when you double-click on this application, please be warned you're opening up a very large data set. And we do warn you in Step 4 that this might take a few minutes, and you will, depending upon your internet connectivity, the amount of time could vary as much as 30 seconds to maybe up to a minute or two for the application to open. So we are now on page 2, and we should be seeing the Esri Business Analyst window open in Step 5. And as you can currently see, we are still watching the window open, so there is a little bit of a lag here, which might be more realistic for probably most of us with slower internet connectivity. And we are waiting, and the window is opening. And when the window does open, the first thing you want to do is close just the Help window box. This is a window that sometimes you will refer to when you're an advanced user and you're learning more advanced tip. For an intro student, this window is not relevant or needed. Now you see the ArcGIS Business Analyst window opening, and I would just like for you to maximize that window to give yourself a full screen to work with and let that data load in, and you should see a national map loading, and the data sets are loaded in. We are now ready to start with, we are through Step 6. We are now on page 4, and you have maximized your ArcGIS software window, and the ArcGIS Software Business Analyst program has been maximized. We are now on Step 9 on page 5. Under the Business Analyst menu, please click the drop-down list, and we want to define a study area. The whole point of creating a study area is to limit your data that you want to pull to a much more targeted local or regional area that you perceive your business to be in need of data for. This is a national data set, and if you were to pull data on a national data set, it would slow you down tremendously, and often you might end up getting areas of the country you may or may not want. So by creating a study area, this is often Step 1 of the business analyst process to identify a specific area or market that you want to target data for. Click Next, and you should now be on Step 10 on page 6, and we are creating a new study area. And on Step 11, we wanted to find a study area, and as you can see within Business Analyst, you could create a study area by a variety of geographies for your analysis. State and county and zip are often the geographic levels that we would most often use, and for this tutorial, we're going to create a market study area for Coles County. So we will pick the county option. Click Next. And you should see a whole list of counties loading, alphabetical for the United States. There are 2,100 counties, around 2,100 counties for the United States. And you can scroll down and either use an interactive map if you visually can identify all the data, or you could just put the name of the county or do a scroll search in alphabetical order, and we'll just do a scroll search which is the most manual way, and it might take the longest because we are going through 2100 records, but find Illinois. And we're in Iowa now, we're going to Idaho, and we're scrolling down through the list, and we're now into Illinois, and there is Coles County. And you will click on Coles County, and this is step 13 on page 9. You remove Coles County over, click Next, and it says, Business Analyst will create a study area for you for the county of Coles County. You will click Finish, and this is now the part 1 of the Business Analyst process. You now have created what we call in GIS a polygon, or if you're in the business environment, a market or trade area. This polygon or trade area is part 1 of the business analyst process. Using this boundary now, we can pull all the information you want to know about competing businesses that you might be likely to be comparing your business against for potential competition. Or also we could pull data about consumers in the region to identify what potential consumer demands there are for products and services within this study area. All later tutorials we will pull will build off of this tutorial, and we will use this tutorial as part 1 for all later tutorials that deal with more specific parts of supply and demand analysis for identifying market opportunities or challenges for your proposed business. Thank you, and we have now completed tutorial 1. In conclusion, if you look at your summary points at the end of the tutorial, by the way, you should see the 3 skills you have learned in this tutorial is we learned how to define your market area, and we are doing this because we're trying to define customer profiles in your study area, and we are trying to identify local competitors that you're likely to be competing against. These are the skills that are all going to be touched upon in tutorials 2 and 3. So until you have mastered this tutorial 1, how to create a study area, the later tutorials will depend upon your knowledge of this one first. Thank you.